Welcome back to our channel. Today, we are here to talk about the 12 plank exercises that will fire up your entire core. But before we get started, subscribe to our channel to never miss any fitness updates.
To thank you for watching this video, we're offering you an absolutely free training webinar. Do you want to learn the secret of improving all aspects of your life and unlocking what you're really capable of? The legendary Bob Proctor spent over 57 years learning this one thing and is hosting a free webinar where he reveals what he's learned and what actually works. He'll teach you the law of compensation, a secret only the mega wealthy know of but not taught in our educational system, and the impression of increase, the law of laws that will increase areas in all aspects of your life, whether it be in health, relationships, or wealth. Right now, the first 200 people to use the link below will get access to this free webinar. Now, let's get back to the video.
So, without any further delay, let's get started quickly. Plank exercises are loved by many trainers. But the downside of the popularity of simple boards is that you can see it in almost every workout you try. And that can be a bit boring. The problem is that a normal old board is far from the only exercise of its kind. There are several variations of planks, all of which have similar benefits, but each will hit the core and shoulder muscles in a slightly different way. This is a welcome change for both the brain and the body. Trainers love boards because they are efficient and effective and are a prerequisite for many other exercises, says Jenna Langus, a NASM certified personal trainer and group fitness instructor in New York City, CPT, tells Self, "I like to call them home base." In other words, you may have variations in moving the board with unnoticed exercises such as push-ups or mountaineers. If you can't make the right planks, it's very difficult to try more complex or advanced movements, says Langs. Yes, the first step to master a regular board. For reference, here's how to make a board like a pro. Once mastered, there are many great ways to combine them. Here's what the boards are and why you have to add all kinds of board exercises to your training routine. What is a plank? A plank is an isometric exercise that contrasts muscles and holds them in one position. Kettlebell specialist Renee Peel, the founder of Peel Fit Training and NSCA certified personnel trainer, tells Self, "It does not bend joints or stretch or contrast muscles. This is in contrast to movements such as squats and bicep curls. It is both a shortened concentric phase and an extended eccentric phase. I like to call the board own a position," says Peel. Some board variations add movement, but in the simplest form, the board requires the body to be tense and stationary in one position. It maintains its isometric hold as you add crunches or move your feet to mix things. The two most common planks are the tall planks, the torso is supported by hand, and the forearm planks with your forearms, Lang says. Planks are primarily core exercises, but in reality, they target many muscles at once. Remember that the core isn't just abs. This movement should be felt primarily in the rectus abdominis, muscles that run vertically on both sides of the front of the abdomen, and lateral abdominal muscles, muscles deep in the abdominal wall, as well as in the quadriceps, gluteal muscles, shoulders, and T-spine, upper back, and legs, she says. If you're just starting, the board helps build strength, but after some point, their main function is to build and maintain core and shoulder stability. They do this by challenging stabilizer muscles, which may not be the focus of much attention in larger lifting exercises. Stabilizer muscles are for these small muscles that help stabilize muscles and joints when making certain movements. For example, when training with kettlebells or barbells and lifting weights overhead, it is very important to lock out and stabilize your body under the weights, Peel says. The muscles of the shoulder stabilizer are important for holding the arm firmly in the overhead position, while the large muscles are borne by the task of lifting heavy objects. The core stabilizer holds the torso in place and rotates, tilts, and bends when doing everything from lifting, running, bending sideways, and standing upright in the correct position. Prevents you from doing so. High plank. Start with your hands and knees. The hands should be shoulder width apart. The knees should be as far apart as the hips. Lift your knees off the ground and lower your legs back so that your legs are straight and fully extended. Keep your core, buttocks, and quadriceps tight and do not bend your back. Think about the length. Imagine extending from the top of your head to your heels at the same time. Gaze at the floor a few inches in front of your hands and keep your neck in a neutral position. Hold this position for a certain period. Forearm plank. Starting with your hands and knees, lower your forearms so that your elbows are directly below your shoulders. Your palms are down, your fingertips are facing forward, and your forearms are parallel to each other. Lift your knees off the ground and lower your legs back so that your legs are straight and fully extended. Keep your core, buttocks, and quadriceps tight and do not bend your back. Think about the length. Imagine extending from the top of your head to your heels at the same time. Gaze at the floor and keep your neck in a neutral position. Hold this position for a certain period. Plank jack. Place your palms flat on the floor, spread your hands across your shoulders, stack your shoulders directly above your wrist, extend your legs back, and start with a high board until your core and gluteal muscles engage. Jump your legs sideways and put them back like a jumping jack. Keep your hips stable so that your hips do not bounce up and down when you put your feet in and out. Forearm plank toe tap. Start with a plank on your forearm with your palms flat, your hands spread across your shoulders and your shoulders stacked just above your elbows. Your legs extended back with your feet and your core and gluteal muscles engaged. This is the starting position. Step your right foot a few inches to the right, then put it back in the starting position. Step your left foot a few inches to the left, then put it back in the starting position. Continue for some time so that your hips do not rise or hang down when you step in.
To thank you for watching this video, we're offering you an absolutely free training webinar. Have you ever wondered how to end procrastination and self-sabotage so you can unleash your full potential to live the life you deserve? #1 best-selling author and high-performance coach Peter Sage is hosting a free webinar where he'll teach you how to increase your wealth with less time and struggle, and also how to hyper-boost your growth and success so you can finally break out of any rut you find yourself in. Right now, Peter and his team are offering a free $100 gift to anyone who doesn't find his webinar as the best use of their time within the last 5 years. Now, let's get back to the video.
Plank up down. Place your palms flat on the floor, spread your legs across your shoulders, stack your shoulders directly above your wrist, extend your legs back, and start with a high board with your core and gluteal muscles engaged. Lower your right arm so that your forearm is on the floor. Then do the same for the left. This is the position of the forearm board. Return your left hand to the floor, extend your arm, proceed along the right and back to the tall board. It's one person in charge. The next person starts by lowering his left arm and following his right arm. Plank shoulder tap. Place your palms flat on the floor, spread your hands across your shoulders, stack your shoulders directly above your wrist, extend your legs back by your hips, and start from a high board with your core and gluteal muscles engaged. Gently tap your left hand on your right shoulder while engaging the core and gluteal muscles so that you do not move your hips as much as possible. Do not shake from side to side. Lateral plank walk. Place your palms flat on the floor, spread your hips and hands across your shoulders, stack your shoulders directly above your wrists, extend your legs backwards, and start from a high board with your core and gluteal muscles engaged. Start with your right hand and right foot, then your left hand and foot, then move to maintain the position of the board and take a step to the right. This is one person in charge. Repeat a certain amount of repetition in one direction, then repeat the same number of times, moving in the opposite direction. Plank reach. Start with a plank on your forearms with your palms flat, your hands spread across your shoulders stacked just above your elbows, your legs extended back with your feet and your core and gluteal muscles engaged. This is the starting position. Reach forward with your right hand and tap the floor in front of you. Return the forearm to the starting position. Reach forward with your left hand and tap the floor in front of you. It returns to the starting position. Forearm side plank. Start with a side plank on your forearm with your elbows under your shoulders, your hands in front of you, and your right forearm to support your body. Stretch your legs, place your left leg on top of your right leg, then squeeze your abs and gluteal muscles to lift your hips off the floor. Extend your left arm up or place it on your left hip. Shoulders, hips, and legs should all be in line. Hold for a certain period. Side plank hip dip. Start with the side plank on your forearm with your elbows under your shoulders, your hands in front of you, and your right forearm to support your body. Stretch your legs, place your left leg on top of your right leg, then squeeze your abs and gluteal muscles to lift your hips off the floor. Extend your left arm up or place it on your left hip. Shoulders, hips, and legs should all be in line. Gently sink your hips toward the floor, tighten the core and keep your back flat, then lift your hips back. Forearm side plank crunch. Start in a forearm side plank by propping your body up on the right forearm with your elbow stacked underneath your shoulder and your hand in front of your body. Extend your legs and stack your left foot on top of your right, and squeeze your abs and glutes to lift your hips off the floor. Extend your left arm over your head. Lift your left leg and drive your knee toward your torso. At the same time, bring your left arm in toward your knee in a crunch movement. Don't let your hips drop or rotate, the movement should just come from your core. Continue for a set amount of time and then repeat on the other side. Forearm side plank twist. Stack your elbows under your shoulders, place your hands in front of your body, support your body with your left forearm, and start with the planks on the forearm side. Stretch your legs, place your right leg on top of your left leg, and then squeeze your abs and gluteal muscles to lift your hips off the floor. Place your right arm behind your head and bend your elbows toward the ceiling. This is the starting position. Rotate the torso towards the floor and align your right elbow with your left hand. Do not sit down. This movement should come from the core. Then reverse the movement and return to the starting position. This is one person in charge. Continue for a set number of times or a set amount of time, then switch sides and repeat. So, that's all for today's video. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you hit like and subscribe to our channel. Let us know your thoughts in the comments section.